The wait out to get this kid was just unconceivable, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm still stuck on the fact you can't go from a top 3, top 5 draft prospect to a day 3 fifth round pick. There's nothing from the end of the collegiate season of 2025 to the start of the draft that changed for Shedeur Sanders. Nothing changed. So I truly think this was much more than when you talk tape, when you talk where he played, how he played, and stuff like that. The allegations, because they're allegations until proven true, but the allegations about the interviews and him being a jerk and talking about teammates and yada 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 yada, with no proof on his track record of what he did at Jackson State nor Colorado has any limelight to him doing any of that. He's never thrown none of his teammates under the bus for 4 years. He's always taken accountability for 4 years. He's always preached, get better, be legendary. That's his slogan. Be legendary. That's all he says. Be legendary. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be legendary, right? So I think this is a different tone of taking confidence, calling it arrogance, confidence, calling it cockiness. And it's just weird behavior from the league for me.
All right, so obviously y'all know we did a wonderful live yesterday. Thanks for everybody who tuned in on that regarding Shedeur Sanders and his slip in the draft, which was inconceivable. Nobody could have seen that coming. But in round 5, well, we saw it happen. Shedeur Sanders got drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns.
Damn, man, it felt like it.
No, right? So now he's Cleveland Brown. And this is an interesting situation because the Cleveland Browns have 5 quarterbacks in their quarterback room currently. So now we're trying to figure out exactly what's going on, how all that's going to play out. I still think he has a very legitimate chance of being a starter midway through the season. Depending on how he goes through camp and all that, he might mess around and actually earn the starting job, but we'll see. Who's in their quarterback room? Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson. He's going to be out for the year anyway with the Achilles. I don't think Deshaun Watson ever plays another game in the NFL, honestly.
Got his money.
He got his money, right. Every penny. So he's like, whatever. But yeah, so Deshaun Watson, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Shedeur Sanders, and Dillon Gabriel. So you got 5 guys there. Kenny Pickett is clearly going to be the odd man out. He's gone. Curious to know what ends up happening with Dillon Gabriel, but I think it's going to be Flacco. And, you don't have to worry about Watson, right? Because obviously he's going to be, IR for the whole year. So you don't have to worry about him. But I'm curious to know what's going to happen with Dillon Gabriel because Flacco may start the season. He's probably going to throw some picks and end up losing the job to Shedeur. And then Flacco would probably be the veteran backup, right? So then you have to wonder what happens going forward there. But I guess where we start is, what do you guys think about the fact that Shedeur finally got drafted in the 5th round? That was interesting.
I'll let you start off with this one.
Well, I said he was going to the Cleveland Browns yesterday.
You did.
So I said that he was going to go to a situation or possibly drafted in a situation where he don't have to earn his spot. I didn't see anything wrong with him going there. They just going to continue to lose, so it doesn't really matter. I think when I look at that whole situation, I took a step back and try to understand what was really happening. And my thoughts is this: his dad, who was his agent, went on wax and said that at certain places he's just not going to play. And I felt like the league took that. They took it personal, and instead of him going first round to the Browns early, I think they made him wait and everybody passed him. And then eventually when the Browns did select him, he was overly excited and happy to be there. It's just a bad situation. I don't think he I don't care enough to know if he's gonna cook there. I don't know. I mean, he has the talent, he has all the tools. I'm just not sure if because of all that off the field antics, if that's going to affect him when it comes to him competing against those other quarterbacks. That's just how I feel right now. I wish their young brother all the best, but you just got to wait and see. I mean, he is in the AFC North, so that means every game that I go see this season will be good games, right? Like, and I'm sure that like those tickets will go up. So let's get it, man. AFC North.
Transformer.
Well,
Y'all in the chat. Y'all in the chat. I know.
inconceivable.
Talking.
Y'all in the chat.
It's Steve, man. Steve will find a way to draw you back to the chat every.
He will.
Time.
That's why
he just does it. The wait out to get this kid was just inconceivable, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm still stuck on the fact you can't go from a top 3, top 5 draft prospect to a day 3 5th round pick. There's nothing from the end of the collegiate season of 2025 to the start of the draft that changed for Shedeur Sanders. Nothing changed. So I truly think this was much more than when you talk tape, when you talk where he played, how he played and stuff like that. The allegations, because they're allegations until proven true. But the allegations about the interviews and him being a jerk and talking about teammates and yada, 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 with no proof on his track record of what he did at Jackson State nor Colorado has any, limelight to him doing any of that. He's never thrown none of his teammates under the bus for 4 years. He's always taken accountability for 4 years. He's always preached, get better, be legendary. That's his slogan. Be legendary. That's all he says. Be legendary. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be legendary, right? So I think this is a different tone of taking confidence, calling it arrogance, confidence, calling it cockiness, and it's just weird behavior from the league for me. Now back to the Cleveland Browns. Congrats that he got drafted in the 5th round, 144th pick. And the man was happy, man. You saw the video when he got drafted. Him and his brother Shiloh, they danced around the living room. He went to go jump in the pool. Just finally to get that monkey off your back to be like, hey, I'm drafted. It's over. I did it even after the prank calls and all that. This was a legit. You saw how they was just looking at the screen. It was like, I ain't hearing that call. I got a phone call, but let me make sure this is for real, because when she walks out and announces my name on that stage, it is legit. I'm going to the Cleveland Browns. So the excitedness that he had for getting drafted was just unbelievable. So congrats to the Sanders family. To the quarterback room, 3 out of the 5 ain't going to make it. Just call a spade a spade. Deshaun Watson has played his last down in NFL. Joe Flacco is on his last leg in the NFL. And Kenny Pickett is on his last team in the NFL. If he keeps jumping around like a journeyman. It's truly going to come down to rookie camp. It's going to be a great battle between I believe Gabriel played 6 years in collegiate football. I want to say 6 or 7 years.
That's right.
6 years. Okay.
Yeah.
6 years. So, he has that veteran presence. He has the mindset of just being able to control what he's doing going in. But I think the Cleveland Browns' eyes are set on the younger, legendary quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. The higher upside is Shedeur Sanders. If you're looking at this quarterback room, you just need to build around him now. You have Jared Judy at a receiver. Now you need to go get you another receiver. I like Jerome Ford at running back. Obviously, what's his name? Nick Chubb's had the injury bug for the last couple of years. So you're definitely going to be looking to move on from that. But you got Njoku at tight end.
And they drafted Quinshon Judkins too.
Oh, did they draft Jenkins? Oh, yes, they did. Okay, I see that.
Yep.
Okay, so now you have 2 running backs to add to your room. So I would love for the Cleveland Browns to let Gabriel and Sanders duke it out in rookie camp, and have Joe Flacco start the season. I would like for Joe Flacco start the season and slowly let these kids watch how fast the game is, because the first thing rookies say when they get to the league, it's not the playbook, it's not everything else. It's literally the speed of the game that changes. Everything's a tick faster, and you got to be willing to think a little bit quicker. So allow them to watch Joe Flacco, who was a veteran Super Bowl champion for the Baltimore Ravens, literally comeback player of the year award last season. So watch this veteran go out there, show these guys the ropes, and Joe Flacco is one of the perfect individuals to do so because he's been there and done that to show these guys what to do. So he's a champion, right? So you would you definitely listen to anybody with a Super Bowl ring. You're like, oh man, this man got a Super Bowl ring. That run that Joe Flacco had with the Ravens in that Super Bowl run was that was legendary. So if Shedeur wants to go be legendary, he's talking to Joe Flacco like, bro, that was a legendary playoff series that you had. Like, you went from a mid-tier, mediocre quarterback to you was looking like a surefire Hall of Famer for a whole 3-4 games to win your Super Bowl. But I'm happy for Shedeur Sanders, man. I can't wait to see rookie camp. I'm really going to be watching a whole lot more Cleveland Browns games this year. I'm excited for y'all's division, man. If the Cleveland Browns the next 2 to 3 years can get it turned around, you're going to have 4 teams. Your team, your division is going to look like mine. Where you got Detroit, you got Minnesota, you got the Bears. Everybody's on the way up, right? You'll have you guys. You got the Steelers. You got Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow. You got Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Like, it's all a battle. It's literally going to be a tough fight for anybody who comes out of that division, man. So I'm excited for y'all's division. I'm excited for the Cleveland Browns. And most importantly, I'm excited for Shedeur Sanders, man. The kid deserves it. He earned it.
I think he did.
He played his way to go get it. They could say it was handed to him. He didn't have to fight nobody to get there, but it's what you did when you got there. That shows that I believe he's deserving of his shot. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah. Let me respond to something you said, because I thought that I had heard something like this before, but I had never checked it up. I thought I heard it. Now I remember I was right. So one of the things you said was that in all his time, you never heard him throw teammates under the bus. And that's not exactly true. Because if we go back to last year, after the 28-10 loss to Nebraska, he says because I remember, I think this was, I don't know if it was in the post game. Okay, it was a post game presser. So he says when they asked him about it, he says, I wasn't protected like I needed to be. The O-line just didn't give me the time to make plays. And then when they compared him to the quarterback from Nebraska, he says, how many times did Raiola get touched? And then he says he blamed freshman receiver Derlon Miller for a pick six that he threw, calling it a rookie mistake. So that's him blaming it on the receiver, right? So you got that.
The same game?
Yeah, this is all one game. Then you got, he was on Cam Newton's 4th and 1 podcast. This is in February 2024. Sanders suggested Colorado's 2023 losses were due to not having the right type of players and enough dogs on the roster. So there's that.
You got there in 2024, though.
No,
like the 2023-24 season?
This is 2024. He's on Cam Newton's podcast talking about the previous season where they went 4-8, where they won the 4 games. Okay, so this is him responding to former Colorado defensive back Xavier Smith on Twitter. He responds saying, I don't even remember him, to be honest. Bro had to be very mid at best. Okay. That one you can kind of take how you take it, because the guy apparently was criticizing Deion Sanders as a coach.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy. Yeah.
All right. So then there's another one saying they asked him about improving his game, him being Shedeur Sanders. He says, I'm a product of kind of what I had to adjust to. Sometimes we weren't all on the same page, so it's something you can't coach. So all these things
that's a we.
Yeah, so all the things are this, right? So let's look at
you only gave me 2.
Okay, so he says we don't have the right type of players. There's not enough dogs on the roster. That's one. I wasn't protected like I need to be. The O-line just didn't give me time to make plays. That's 2. How many times did Raiola get touched? Well,
that's the same thing.
Him talking about his other team, so we'll leave that. Yeah. But there's also not taking responsibility for the pick six, calling it a rookie mistake. That's blaming it on the receiver, right?
So we're talking about the same game.
Yeah, but the argument was that we never heard him supposedly blame teammates for anything. At the end of the day, right? When we hear all these other quarterbacks, right? What do you always hear? It's always take the blame, but defer the credit, right? We always hear that. And the point is, and I'm not trying to denigrate Shedeur, because once again, y'all know he's been my guy. He's been my QB1.
He was a QB1, yeah.
Right. So this is not that. I'm just trying to be objective and play it down the line in that he appears, at least at this level, to not do enough, take the blame, deflect the credit. You see what I'm saying? And so that may be some of where people are saying, oh, he blames teammates and so on. And again, we don't know. So I can't advocate for, the allegations that were made in terms of the interviews and all that. We don't know what was said. But now that we're getting some of these comments where we're like, okay, he is capable of blaming teammates and not taking all the responsibility. Could there be a little more truth in it? Then I was listening to some clips this morning where he was kind of like, where he was when he was at the combine doing the press conference and whatnot. He had on the necklace, he had his hat to the back and all that. He's like,
that
if you
to
want
me was horseshit, but go ahead.
Me, blah, blah, blah. Say again?
I said that to me was horseshit, but go ahead.
But it's the whole thing of whether it was or wasn't, right? At the end of the day, we've all had job interviews before, right? And when you're going for a job interview, you put your best foot forward, right? You try to have the best appearance. You're sending your representative, right? Even if that's not you down the line, you put your best foot forward trying to get the job. And I think maybe part of the argument was that maybe people felt like he didn't put his best foot forward in these situations. So again, I'm not trying to denigrate the dude as a player, but when you're talking about somebody that's going to have to week after week stand at that podium behind the microphone and be the face of your franchise, at least from the player level, you want a little certain something. And if you don't see that, then maybe you don't grab that guy.
And they're not going to have Browns ain't going to have much of a problem with that. I mean, they've had quarterbacks who've grabbed their crotches on games before. They have quarterbacks who touch, who have serious allegations about touching others. I mean, it's the Brown. This is the Browns kind of thing.
Yeah. But we're not doing whataboutism. We're talking specifically about the commentary made towards Shedeur, and I'm just referring to that. Although I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm talking about from the Cleveland Browns. Like, I mean, could have drafted him earlier. Y'all used to this.
I'd say this, man. I would like to see Shedeur somewhere else. Either get traded early or.
Me too. I
really don't like this start for him, man. Like, I really don't. I really don't. I don't like this start for him. Now, I don't think it had anything to do with him per se.
I want the Raiders.
More to do with his dad. And yeah.
I really think from a football standpoint, I don't think this is a bad spot for him at all. He has a legitimate opportunity to become the starter in his first year. He's got a pretty decent team around him. I don't think this is a bad spot at all. And for that reason, because I think he's very talented as a quarterback, I don't want him there because we're going to have to play against him. So,
I don't
There's a little team bias up in there, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to say that. I mean, you go into a situation where there's 5 quarterbacks in front of you.
Not necessarily in front of him. Nobody thinks Kenny Pickett is in front of Shedeur Sanders. Nobody thinks that. Who thinks that? Deshaun Watson is not going to play because he's crippled. So that's a non-issue. So he's out for the year because of the Achilles. Joe Flacco, we don't know when he's going to start throwing picks again, as great as he can be. So you got that. Dylan Gabriel, I like Dylan Gabriel a lot. Not sure what he's going to be on the NFL level. I've covered him. So
it don't work well for Oregon quarterbacks.
But he's a rookie that's not mobile. He's toast.
No.
He's toast in the AFC North. He is toast. Shedeur. He's a rookie. He's a rookie who's not mobile. He is toast.
He's more mobile than people think. People just think he's not mobile because he's not his dad. Run. He's more mobile than people think.
Watch the fireworks.
So would you say he's just as mobile as Joe Burrow?
Right, exactly. He's less mobile.
Just as mobile.
Correct.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's in your division.
Quarterback.
Yeah, but he's a rookie. Joe Burrow's not a rookie.
That's but Joe Burrow was doing work as a rookie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna tell you, his margin for error is extremely low.
Yeah.
I mean, not in Cleveland. It's not. Who else you got?
Right.
Your options are very limited.
He hiked the ball. That's a wrap, bro. I'm telling you. That AFC North defense is going to get to him, man. Like, it's a gauntlet. And so if he do start, he going to have to play day one. You think Joe Flacco want to throw picks? He running for his life.
I don't even
just Joe Flacco's thing. He just throws picks, but
no, I think if Shedeur, first of all, they're going to protect him because Stefanski loves to run the rock, so that's a plus. So he's going to be protected
a lot. He gets sacked a lot.
That's with no line, though.
Right.
That's with no line.
The Browns got a line.
They got a better line.
Yes.
They have a much better line.
All the way they do if they have no line.
With no running game.
Cleveland has a running game. They drafted Quinshaw Judkins. They got Nick Chubb, and they got Jerome Ford. They're going to be able to run the football.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody not Derrick Henry, bro. Damn. Is that what you want to hear?
Real talk.
I love this shit for y'all. Man.
They can't move Lamar. They not mobile.
I love this shit for y'all. I was just making sure that I'm still recording everything that you guys are saying.
No, because Shedeur got to be Lamar Jackson all of a sudden because he needs speed. And then the Browns need Derrick Henry at running back. They have a running back, bro.
Right.
The Ravens are good, bro. Y'all are straight.
My bad. You know what? I was just thinking about what's going to happen when the Browns got to see us at Shedeur's as under center. And that's
going to be one hell of a damn ass whooping. I'll tell you that.
Barbecue chicken. That's the only thing I was thinking. Pardon me, fellas. I'm sorry. I'm like,
hey, G, y'all going to give him your welcome to the league moment?
Man, what? You already know. You already know. I'm sorry. I was thinking about him playing against the Green Bay Packers or Bruce other team.
Bruce other team.
Who's the other team?
The Bills.
Oh, the Bills. Oh man, we definitely
Josh Allen gonna have 7 sacks.
Oh man, here we go. Oh man,
I like being mobile makes you less likely to use your team. I didn't think of Montana as a mobile quarterback.
No, Steve Young was the mobile quarterback.
Yeah, Steve was the fast one. Mm-hmm. Not Steve Splendor, but Steve Young. Steve,
right?
Yeah, Young. But yeah, like if we're talking mobility, I'm sorry, Bruce.
That's too different. I'm sorry,
Bruce. Start over. I cut you off, bro.
My bad. No, I was just telling Woodage. I don't think it was running out of the pocket. I think it was moving the pocket because that's something you see a lot in the West Coast offense. It wasn't necessarily running out of the pocket. But yeah, go ahead, transform.
That's similar to Aaron Rodgers. He ran a very West Coast style offense where he'll just slide and he's moving everything with him. So a lot of people thought Aaron Rodgers was pretty fast. Aaron Rodgers wasn't fast. He has some nice, decent speed on him. Mm-hmm. If he gets that open lane, he's gone. But he slid everybody with him. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm not expecting Aaron Rodgers to run from the backfield until you let that linebacker take that slot safety across the middle. Aaron Rodgers gone. Like, okay, I can go get you 10 yards. So Shedeur can do that. Shedeur he's not fast. He's not his dad. He doesn't run a 4.29, right? Mm-hmm. But he's mobile enough to go get you 5, 6, 10 yards on a good scramble. I just watched Aaron Rodgers at 40 years old off a torn Achilles come to Jacksonville and have a 30-yard run. So it's all about play schemes and getting your lanes and taking advantage of them, man. He's not that type of mobile quarterback where he's going to use his legs first. He's a throw first type of quarterback.
Right.
And he's in the AFC North, and it's over for him. Yesterday, I felt sympathy for him, because he didn't get drafted. Today, he's a Browns, which means he's a fucking enemy. Right?
That means he must die.
Yeah, that's it, bro. Like, hey,
go.
Good luck.
Nice.
Good luck, son. Good luck.
Ice up, son.
Good luck.
No, I hear you, G.
Shout out 89, man.
He should have went to the NFC East.
I wanted him to go to the Raiders. I thought the Raiders would have been the best spot for him.
He couldn't control that, but yes, I agree. But let's go ahead and open up these phone lines, man. We'll take a couple calls on Shedeur. Then we'll go ahead and wrap it up with a little bit of overall draft talk. Oh, I was like, what was that?
What was what?
I heard the buzz. Was that's one of your phones?
Yeah, that was my phone. My fault.
Okay. I got you.
Saints QB1 job up for grabs. Bentley Rattler and rookie Tyler Show expected to battle for starting role amid Derek Carr injury.
Ridiculous. Steve, what's going on, King of the Chat? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Good morning, fellas. What up, G? What up, Twizzler?
What's happening? Y'all would just change my name on the
much,
screen.
man.
Let me just change it.
Did. Sure did.
Just change my name to Twizzler.
Oh,
hey,
my goodness.
G's the only one spitting today. I'm disappointed in y'all. Bruce, come on now. Shedeur is an enemy now. He's an enemy now. G's the only one with the right perspective.
I'm objective until game week, Steve.
I know. You know, I gotta give you a little bit of shit.
No doubt.
But
man,
G's
no
right.
doubt.
He's an enemy now. Listen, I'm
There
not
we
trying
go.
to hate on Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
I says, look at the screen, Steve.
There.
Oh, I can't. I'm on my phone. Hold up.
Oh, okay.
I'm on my phone,
So
so
I have
everything's paused. I'm listening to y'all on my phone. But
Okay.
I'm not trying to shit on Shedeur. I'm really not. I'm trying to be objective here.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about this situation in Cleveland. They've had the Johnny Manziel fiasco. They've had the Baker Mayfield hype train. Now they brought in Deshaun Watson, which you know how I feel, free my man. But let's be honest, there's some baggage and drama that comes with it.
That's correct.
And I'm not saying Shedeur is in that camp where he's a bad person, but let's be honest, there is some type of media hype. There's a media train, a circus. It's not to denigrate him using the word circus, but let's be honest, there's going to be a lot of media there. It's like, how does this always play out in Cleveland?
Bad.
And a lot of this is Cleveland's fault, where it's like they bring in these quarterbacks that are young, and it's like sometimes they need time and they need maturation and they need things to be calm. I don't see that happening and how Cleveland's going to navigate this situation.
Thank you.
Now, I'm only saying this off of like previous examples of guys that have a large ego and a large brand that come into a place like Cleveland and it just doesn't work out. And I think a lot of the things G's talking about, where it's like Shedeur has a lot of good qualities as a quarterback, but the qualities that maybe not be as good as a quarterback, where it's like he does try to extend plays. There's times he does not get the ball out on time. Now you can blame different things at Colorado, sure, but it's like in the NFL, that's sped up 10x. And when you have these defenses in the AFC North, I just don't know if this is going to translate a way that a lot of people hope that it's going to translate. It's not to diminish Shedeur. I'm just trying to be objective with the reality here, given the situation now that he's going to be in, being in Cleveland. And as a Steeler fan, like, I don't wish anything bad on the kid, but he's an enemy now. Like, I hope we pulverize him. I hope they do throw a rookie quarterback like Shedeur out there where he's got all this media behind him, and maybe it's a distraction where it's like, yeah, I don't want to see Cleveland win. I don't want to see him successful in Cleveland, and that's just coming from a Steelers fan. I'd say the same thing about Baltimore or Cincinnati. Like, I don't want to see Burrow successful.
Right.
I don't want to see Lamar successful. But I'm not hating on him. I obviously know they're fantastic quarterbacks. But just as a Steeler fan, like, I don't want to see somebody in my division. Yeah, I don't want to see somebody in my division just start, emerging and building something long-term successful there. But I just think G's spitting. He's right. Shedeur's now an enemy. I don't look at this situation being in Cleveland. Like, I think Twizzler said him going to Oakland might have been a better situation. I think him going to I'm surprised the Rams didn't take a shot at him later in the draft. Stafford's getting older. You could have had him sit for a couple years behind Stafford and learn. And that would have been a good place for him because I think what's his name? McVay? What's his name?
Tommy McVay.
Yeah. McVay will know how to mentor a quarterback. He's good with quarterbacks. I thought that would have been a good situation. With the idea of Cleveland's history with quarterbacks just going there to die, and then you bring in someone like Shedeur who has, I don't want to say he has character flaws like Manziel did. And I don't think Baker really has character flaws, but you bring in these big ego guys that have a lot of media attention behind them and they're young in a place like Cleveland. It just usually doesn't pan out well. So it'll be interesting to see.
Let me ask you this.
What's that?
My bad. Sorry to interrupt. Let me ask you this.
Oh, no. Go ahead. Chime in. I'm curious to your guys' thoughts because I don't know in that division. I mean, he might play a little bit this year. I do think he'll stay on the roster because they got 5 quarterbacks.
Well, Deshaun is going to go on the IR.
Yeah, Deshaun's on IR.
So that's 4.
Flacco's there. Pickett, Pickett stinks. I saw enough of him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He stinks.
Yeah.
So I think Shedeur can beat him out.
So,
Gabriel, they might keep around because he's young. You never know.
yeah.
But I'm telling you, I think Gabriel already has the advantage because he is a little bit more mobile. I don't think Shedeur is just like unathletic completely. But I do think Gabriel offers a bit more mobility where it's like, man, in that division, you might have to move around a little bit because of the defenses. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Again, I don't hate Shedeur. I'm not trying to just pile on the kid. I don't want to see anything bad happen to him. But, you know, coming from a Steelers fan, like I don't want him to just go to Cleveland and be successful. But
So Steve, you don't think that Shedeur, if he gets the opportunity to start, you don't think he can do what Baker did? I mean, Baker was an objectively better collegiate quarterback. Not by a lot, but he was. But exactly. There you go.
What I'm saying, like, here's what I would say. I think this is going to sound like I'm crapping on Dion, and I'm really not.
Mm-hmm.
Baker came from Lincoln Riley.
That's true.
Like, that's a whole different quarterback coaching pedigree than your dad coaching you your entire career. I'm not trying to put down Dion. And I know Dion used the resources to get him offensive coordinators, NFL guys. He worked with Tom Brady.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not saying it, but it's like it's different when you're in the midst of a season and you have Lincoln Riley coaching you. And let's be honest, I'm not trying to be shitty, but what Baker did in college, he went to Ohio State and beat a damn good Ohio State.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he beat the Texases out there. He went into the playoff. Like, Shedeur, I'm not trying to shit on him, and a lot of it does have to do with some of the stuff going on at Colorado.
Yeah. We're
talking about a 13-12 guy who never won a bowl game versus Baker, who won a Heisman. And I'm not trying to say, like, Baker is, like, this insane elite quarterback, but you're seeing today, like, Baker's making it work in Tampa. Now, it took a while for him. I think a lot of it was to get his ego in check.
Yeah.
But you're seeing a guy that it could work out. I just don't like that could be Shedeur, where it might not work out in Cleveland, but later down the road, he might find a situation where it will work out.
Okay.
But I don't look at drafting Baker the same as I do drafting Shedeur. I'm just going to be honest, and I think a lot of it has to do with some of the reports I was reading. McShay was one. There was another guy where it's like, it seems like Shedeur went into these meetings and he didn't translate well with the football talk. Like the NFL schemes and stuff, where it's like,
which I don't know that I believe that. That sounds like it doesn't make a lot of sense. He's been running NFL schemes for like a while now, so I don't know. But Steve,
possibly,
we gotta let you go, Steve. Man, I appreciate the call, though, brother. Thank you as always, man.
Hey, y'all stay blessed. I'll be in the chat.
No doubt. Steve.
Always, Steve.
Yes, sir.
It's a good call from Steve. Good call.
Always one.
Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like I don't think we're gonna get any more calls on this topic. Let's go ahead and never mind. Laker Nation, what's up, man?
Oh, what's good?
What's good, man?
Don't worry, Transformer. I'm not gonna come for you on this, so I'm just gonna give my thoughts on Shedeur.
Oh, you're being smart this time. Go ahead.
Nah, bro, don't do that. This guy right here, he's funny. I don't know. Like, there's two ways to talk about this Shedeur situation. It could be like a trial run to see if he will be an NFL, quarterback, get on that level. See if test his work ethic, see if he's gonna work and all that. And it could be just a temporary spot till we get to another team, or they could legitimately just be like, okay, we're going to give him a shot. We look at him as he can turn our franchise around. But let's see if he can learn behind the vet. It could be one of those two things with Shedeur. Does he have the skills to develop into a solid or, franchise-setting quarterback? Yes, he has the intangibles that are there. regardless of the record or whatever from Colorado or whatnot. Sometimes there's some players that thrive better in the pro level environment than they do in college. It's just weird like that. But go to another thing. I hope he shines over there. I'm in the NFC. I'm just gonna get my popcorn ready and just watch it unfold, and it'll be must see TV. And I also think that's a move for to get revenue, kind of like how we talked about the Luka trade going to LA. That could be some revenue for that AFC North, because I guarantee you that when Shedeur starts, that Browns Ravens game is going to be nationally televised. When they play Cincinnati, that's going to be nationally televised. So it's to show. This is just my opinion. It's not fact. So don't y'all try to come for me. But I just think this is a way the NFL showing the NBA, like, okay, y'all had y'all little moment in the shine, but I'm gonna show y'all that we the big brother, and we run this sports world. We can get the story to go viral. I'm bigger than you guys can. So that's my opinion. Browns needed a player with his caliber, with his with the media hype that he has around him, and star power to boost that franchise. But I'd rather him would have went to a different location. I'd rather him would have went to either Pittsburgh. I know somebody said him going to the Rams. Hell no, I don't want him in my division. I don't want him in my division at all. That's the only reason. And I think him in New Orleans would have been a better fit. And I think my Dodger over there said the Raiders. And I thought about that. It was like, yeah, him and hand it off to Gentry.
Yeah,
that'd have been a good little young core for the future. Shout out to Transformer for that one.
Mm-hmm.
He has some good takes. He got some good takes. He has his moments.
Damn, every dog has his day, huh?
Nah, I'm just trolling you. I'm just trolling. But yeah, I can understand Bruce Bruce, come on now. Don't be worried, man, about Shedeur, man. You got that Ravens defense, man.
I didn't say
they man, you over
Bruce,
there
what's up with your mic?
kind of worried, like,
I don't know, man.
like you kind of petrified of him being in there. Man, y'all got the Ravens defense. Y'all gonna neutralize him. But the last thing I'm gonna say, then I'm gonna let it go, because I know based on my experience yesterday, yeah, I understand why you guys push these time limits.
It takes a little experience, huh? You're like, oh, you got to experience it on the other side.
No. I understand, boy. I rewatched the show and I was like, yeah. We'll be sitting up here 4 hours, man.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But the last thing I'm gonna say is, if he takes the time before the season starts to get out there, work on his mechanics, get a quicker release on there, because the NFL defenders close way faster than they do in college.
Yes, they do.
Then I think he'll get to that next level. If he don't, then it's gonna be a painful lesson for him this season.
All right, well, there you go.
And that's my time. Love y'all show. Transformer, you still my guy, even though we disagree sometimes. You still my dude. Shout out to Bruce. And Gino, respect keeping it a buck, man. It's like, yeah, I was rooting for him, but hell, he in my division now. He the enemy. Let's go kill him. Shout out. And I'm out.
All right, man. Take it easy, brother. Thanks. All right, good call by Laker Nation. All right, let's go ahead and take a second. If you haven't already, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel.
Okay, time out.
Yeah.
G, can you hear the same thing I'm hearing? When Bruce talking?
Yeah, sometimes
Go ahead. Sometimes
your signal will crap out.
It's like it's low, and then like you'll slowly fade back in.
That's a call, so Might want to check the connections over there, or
yeah. What I'll do, I'll for the next show, I will move it to the hold on. For the next show, what I'm gonna do is I'll just move it to another input on the mixer. I'll do that. Bruce, you all right?
Hey man, hey Bruce, hey.
What's going on, brother?
Show some damn enthusiasm, man.
What
You
I'm
got a
supposed
lot
to be doing, like backflipping and jumping around out here on the
man. We're watching the whole damn show, man. Got new viewers in the chat, man. Y'all grumpy and mean on the Sunday morning, man.
Goodness,
man.
What should I be doing to show enthusiasm for you? You
I
tell
mean,
me.
it's all like you just like you're just not you're not engaging with the chat. You're not.
What are you talking about?
First of all, the chat is overwhelming now, Brucey.
Yeah,
I know. I see.
Growing,
man. You're not engaging with the chat, man. And sitting back watching. I ain't gotta call in and say stuff all the time. I'm behind the scenes, I'm just peeking out, what's going on, I'm that type of dude. I'm behind the scenes. I'm looking like, man, this guy ain't showing no enthusiasm. Bruce, we had these discussions all the time in the inbox. Bruce, get yourself together, man.
Man, I don't know what you want me to be doing.
Got a bigger OSC. There's more people coming in the chat. You know what I mean? What's going on, man? You got some new viewers. I know, you just old grump on a Sunday morning, man.
Man, I'm not grump, man.
Did you pray today?
Yeah, I did, man. I did. First thing this
morning. Okay, that's good.
Morning.
How you doing, Mr. Transformer? How you doing, Mr. Transformer?
What's going on, Brucey?
How you doing, Mr. Bull? How you doing, Jane? I can't wait to see this Shedeur. I'm just happy for him, man. It was a humbling experience for him. I mean, it was pretty clear that it was a humiliation tactic, but we ain't gonna get into all that right now. He's in the league now. Let's get it done. It was the reports that came, I could believe that though. I can see Shedeur being standoffish to the teams, and you know how he is. He's a little hurt. He's his father's son. You know what I mean? So that hurt him a little bit. But also playing for Cleveland Browns, man, they got Flacco, Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, and he gonna win that spot. Because they already talked about Deshaun, he ain't gonna be there. Flacco 40. Dylan Gabriel, they say he's a little mobile than Shedeur, but I think Shedeur has a better arm than him. And Kenny Pickett, that's neither here nor there. We already know what that is about. We keep talking about how bad Cleveland is. Let's think about this though. Cleveland always been a quarterback where they got talent on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Ain't like they ain't tough now. Let's not act like they scrubs. Like this was in the playoffs 2 years ago with Joe Flacco and won the game in the playoffs. So it's not like they too far off now.
Right.
They are loaded. Cleveland's been loaded for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been just haven't had no stability. So hopefully, man, I just hope he go there and work hard and. He ain't out of vision. I don't want to see him succeed, but at the same time, I want to see him succeed, Not against us. But anybody else, I can't wait to see him play. I mean, truthfully, I just can't wait to see him play. So Cleveland is loaded. Come on, think about that offense, what they got on offense. Think about what they got on defense. They've just always been a quarterback away. They are very dangerous. And, man, it's a good thing, man. And one of the brightest things that I like about this weekend that happened, how his brother Shiloh was very beside him the whole time.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheering him on. And
was some love, man.
Yeah, that was love, man. Keeping the moment, keeping this situation lighthearted and fun. And, they got a whole thing on him on SportsCenter about how he just kept the family smiling, man, the whole weekend. Like, and God blessed him at the end of the draft, and he got signed. So that's a good thing, man. That was one of the best things, man. Like Shiloh is really, that's when I hope he really succeeds. He's a really good kid. He ain't nothing like Shedeur. They're total opposites. He's not arrogant. He's not cocky. Well, he's quiet. He's more of a quiet confidence, but he's more of the comedian of the family. And he just kept the family together through that whole thing. It just. Due to embarrassment, he was the one right beside his brother the whole time. And that was a beautiful thing to see, yo. And I just can't wait to see how many more days we got there for the NFL. Shit, man.
Way too many.
Shit, the UFL. I might watch some of the UFL game,
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Mike. Oh, we got. All right. And did I say we needed a pass rusher? We got the guy that we needed.
Oh, you
I
sure
was looking at
got
some of
one.
his film, Mike Green.
You sure got
He
one.
tough.
Yeah, he's tough, all right.
Oh man, the kid is amazing. But yeah, man, how y'all boys doing this Sunday? Y'all ready for the game today?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
These playoffs have been fantastic, and
If
I'm
the
just
Lakers
hoping
lose, I'm gonna
continues,
say
man.
this: the Lakers lose today is over for me. And
Lakers
James
not
said
losing
this,
today,
they gonna
Bruce.
make it out the first round.
Lakers not losing today, Bruce.
You don't think so?
Nah, man. Nah.
Oh man, hope not, man.
Listen. You know, I'm the last person to ever root for the Lakers, but
Yeah,
nah. It's gonna be all right.
Okay, then they gonna pull it together.
Yeah, I believe so. I do.
All right, man. Y'all boys have a good rest of Sunday morning, man. I'll holler at y'all boys.
No doubt, man. Enjoy.
All right, soldier.
All right, brother. All right, good call from Bruce.